Okay. So here is in there. Okay. So here is a histological representation of 1, 2, 3, 4 glomeruli, and we have some tubules out here in cross section. And if you notice, some of these tubules have different morphology. You have some tubules that look like that, and some tubules that look like that, kind of foamy. You look at it under higher power, these are the proximal convoluted tubules, and these are the distal convoluted tubules, and collecting ducts look like that too. Check this out. Here is part of the juxtaglomerular apparatus next to Bowman's capsule. And we're going to, well, maybe not. Maybe this is it instead, and this right here. So let's look at it on the next page. Maybe we get higher magnification of that. No. Okay. Anyway. Well, yeah. Here is the afferent arteriole, and here is the distal convoluted tubule and the macula densa. I don't see an efferent arteriole here yet. Or efferent, yeah, I don't see one there. But here is an afferent. Here is, this looks like a distal convoluted tubule and the macula densa. I don't see an efferent arteriole there either. Maybe there is one. Same thing, basically. Here's the afferent arteriole. Here is the macula densa and the distal convoluted tubule. And here's an efferent arteriole. Okay. So more of the same thing. We have a lot of tubules in here, and they're both distal convoluted tubules and proximal convoluted tubules mixed in. Now you can tell the difference, okay? So these little small ones right here, that's distal. These foamy ones are proximal. So again, distals, proximals, okay? And of course, here is Bowman's capsule. And it looks like this might be a juxtaglomerular apparatus again. Okay? So higher power, the same thing. So this is injected with contrast media, I think it's latex, red into the arterial side. And if you notice here, you can, these really fat ones going into glomerular capillaries, of course those are afferent arterioles. Skinny ones are efferent. Okay? So that's what we're looking at here. And then this area over here is the loop of Henle, and all these red things, lines going up and down, are the vasa recta that are also part of the peritubular capillaries. More of the same thing. Okay? Here's some vasa recta right here, following the proximal convoluted tubules. Here is an afferent. I don't know which one's the efferent. I can't tell because these both look like the same thickness. Here's an afferent, here's an efferent, that's for sure. So basically the same thing. Okay? And again, I'm pounding it to death now. So same stuff. Okay, so here is the cortical nephrons. The juxtamedullary nephrons are down there. Here's some more vasa recta at higher power. Here is an afferent and an efferent. Okay. Pretty cool images. Here's the cortical nephrons, juxtamedullary nephrons. This will be the loop of Henle, or where the loop of Henle is. And this is either collecting ducts or loop of Henle. Okay. Not sure. I might have to rename this. But anyway, here's some proximal convoluted tubule. And this is some distal convoluted tubule. Here's some more distal convoluted tubule. Okay, so these are definitely collecting ducts. Okay? And I say that I probably have to rename this over here because these look more like the loop of Henle from the cortical nephrons above. These, again, are definitely collecting ducts. So we're pretty much done here, other than to say here is some transitional epithelia in the female urethra. Here's some smooth muscle. Okay, it's a montage. It's all one picture, or two pictures stuck together, making one image. So here's some more transitional epithelia. This is definitely a bladder because you have a lot of smooth muscle. More transitional epithelia, I mean, they all look alike no matter where you're looking. Urethra, ureter, or bladder, transitional epithelia always looks the same. More transitional epithelia, I think this is a human bladder. More transitional epithelia, more of the same, we're done.